listen to me carefully, pain is the one thing we all share. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you have, what color your skin is, or what your background looks like. Every single human being on this planet knows what it feels like to hurt. Some of us hurt in silence. Some of us scream in public. Some of us pretend everything's fine while we're breaking inside. But nobody escapes it. Pain is universal. But here's the problem. Most people misunderstand pain. They see pain as an enemy. They treat it like punishment. They believe pain is a sign they're cursed, unlucky, or destined to lose. They believe pain is a wall designed to stop them. But let me tell you something. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is not your prison. Pain is your teacher, your trainer, your coach, your guide. Pain is not a dead end. It's a doorway. A doorway to strength, wisdom, growth, and resilience. Think about it. A diamond isn't born beautiful. It's formed under pressure. A sword isn't sharp from the beginning. It's forged in fire. Even a seed has to break apart in the dark soil before it grows into a tree. And you, my friend, are no different. The truth about pain is this: it's not here to break you. It's here to make you. Pain is a signal, not a sentence. When you touch a hot stove, you feel pain instantly. Why? Because your body is signaling this will damage you. Move your hand. Without that signal, you destroy yourself without even realizing it. Pain doesn't exist to torture you. It exists to protect you and guide you. Emotional pain works the same way. When you feel heartbreak, when you feel betrayal, when you feel disappointment, that's life signaling something. It's saying this path isn't for you. This person wasn't your destiny. This season is meant to grow you. But most of us ignore the signal. We get stuck asking, why me? Why now? Why did this happen? Instead of listening to what the pain is teaching us, we fight it, numb it, or run from it. But if you run from pain, you also run from your potential. Pain creates awareness. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, there was a man who spent his whole life chasing success, climbing the corporate ladder, chasing money and recognition. On the outside, he looked successful. But one day, his doctor told him, if you don't change your lifestyle, if you don't take care of your health, you won't live another 10 years. That pain, that shock, that fear woke him up. It forced him to change. It forced him to start exercising, eating right, spending more time with family, valuing life more than money. Without that painful moment, he never would have realized what mattered most. Pain creates awareness. It forces you to see what you've been ignoring. It makes you confront truths you've been hiding from. It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Pain builds resilience. Let me ask you, do you think a soldier becomes strong in comfort? Do you think an athlete becomes a champion by avoiding struggle? Do you think a leader grows by everything going their way? Absolutely not. Resilience is built through struggle. Champions are born in the fire of adversity. The people you admire the most, they didn't get there without pain. They got there because of it. Think about Oprah Winfrey. She didn't come from privilege. She endured abuse, poverty, rejection. But she didn't let that pain define her. She turned it into power. Today, she's one of the most influential women on the planet. Think about Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. 27 years! Most people can't last 27 days in discomfort. But instead of letting prison break him, he let it mold him into a leader who inspired a nation. Their pain became their resilience. And resilience is what separates winners from quitters. Pain demands growth. If you broke your arm as a child, you remember the cast. It hurt. It was inconvenient. But in time, that broken bone healed. And often, it healed stronger than before. That's the nature of pain. It breaks you so it can build you stronger. But here's the catch: you have to allow the growth. Too many people get hurt and stay stuck in the hurt. They replay the betrayal. They keep reopening the wound. They never allow the healing. Growth doesn't happen automatically. Growth happens when you say, yes, this pain happened. Yes, it hurt. But I will not stay broken. I will rise stronger. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. You can't avoid pain. But you can choose how you respond. Some people get hit by pain and collapse, complaining about how unfair life is. Others get hit by pain and rise, using it as fuel. There's a famous Japanese proverb, fall 7 times, stand up 8. That's the mindset you need. Life will knock you down. Pain will come, but suffering is optional. Suffering is when you let the pain control your story. Power is when you decide to control the story. Pain is the price of transformation. Do you know why most people never reach their potential? Because they're afraid of pain. They want the dream, but they don't want the struggle. They want the success, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want the strength, but they don't want the suffering that builds it. But hear me clearly. Pain is the price of transformation. You want a strong body. The pain of discipline is the price. You want financial freedom. The pain of hard work and sacrifice is the price. You want a healthy relationship. The pain of forgiveness, patience, and growth is the price. Nothing valuable comes without pain. And the moment you embrace that truth, instead of running from pain, is the moment your entire life shifts. Your pain is proof that you're alive. The only people who don't feel pain are the ones who are no longer living. So every time you feel pain, remind yourself, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still fighting. Your pain means you still have a purpose. Your pain means you're still in the game. Your pain means life isn't done with you yet. Pain is a gift in disguise. I know it doesn't feel like it right now. I know it doesn't feel like a gift when your heart is broken, when your dreams fall apart, when your body aches, when your spirit feels crushed. But one day you will look back on this season and realize it made you. The truth about pain is this: it's the foundation of your future strength. It's the classroom where you learn resilience, patience, and endurance. It's the fire that forges your character. So don't curse your pain. Don't run from it. Don't waste it. Instead, embrace it, thank it, and use it. Because the truth is, pain is not the end of your story. Pain is the beginning of your power. Listen, the most dangerous question you can ask yourself in the middle of pain is this: why me? That question has destroyed more dreams, more futures, and more destinies than failure ever has. Why me? Keeps you stuck in the past. Why me? Makes you a victim. Why me? Turns your life into a pity party where the only guest is your misery. But if you're serious about turning your pain into power, you've got to flip the script. Stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? The trap of why me. When you sit in the why me mindset, here's what happens. You keep replaying the hurt like a broken record. You waste energy on questions that have no answers. You point fingers, you blame, you complain. And while you're busy sitting in your pain, the world moves on. Opportunities pass by. Growth slips through your hands. Because life doesn't wait for you to get over your hurt. It keeps going. Why me is a trap. It feels like reflection, but it's really paralysis. It feels like you're processing, but you're just procrastinating your healing. Shift the question from victim to victor the moment you switch from why me to what now? Everything changes. Why me says this shouldn't have happened. What now says since it happened, what can I do with it? Why me looks backward. What now looks forward. Why me drains your strength. What now gives you direction. Winners don't waste time asking why. They focus on what's next. Champions don't cry over spilled milk. They learn how not to spill it again. Story of the athlete who lost it all. Let me tell you about an athlete I knew of. He was a star in college, destined for the pros. But in one game, one wrong move, he tore his knee. Career over. At first, he was drowning in. Why me? Why did this happen in my prime? Why did my dream have to end this way? Why did God let this happen to me? For months, he stayed bitter, depressed, angry at the world. But one day he woke up and asked a different question. What now? That one shift changed everything. Instead of wasting his pain, he used it. He became a coach. He started mentoring young athletes, teaching them what he had learned. He built programs to help kids not just play, but prepare for life after sports. Today, he's changing more lives than he ever would have on the field. His injury ended his playing career, but it started his purpose. That's what happens when you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? Life doesn't owe you an explanation. Let's be real, life is not fair. You know it. I know it. You bad things happen to good people. You can work hard, do the right thing, and still get knocked down. But here's the truth: life doesn't owe you an explanation. Some questions may never be answered. You may never know why you had to lose that loved one, why that relationship broke, why you lost that job, why the storm hit you. But you don't need all the answers to move forward. You just need the right response. And that response is always, what now? Pain as a turning point. Think back on your own life. I guarantee some of your greatest turning points came after your deepest pain. Maybe you only started taking care of your health after a scare. Maybe you only started valuing your time after losing someone. Maybe you only discovered your strength when you were forced to stand alone. Pain pushes us to ask the question we never would have asked in comfort, what now? What do I need to change? Where do I need to go from here? Pain doesn't mean the end of your story. Often, it means the beginning of a new chapter. The what now mindset in action when you face pain. Here's how to apply the what now mindset. Accept reality. Stop denying what happened. Stop saying, this isn't fair. It already happened. Accept that. Step one. Decide your next move. Ask, hey, what can I do right now with what I have left? Don't focus on what you lost. Focus on what you still have. Take small steps forward. You may not be able to fix everything overnight, but you can take one step, one action, one decision. Progress beats paralysis. Turn the lesson into leverage. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this pain that will make me stronger, smarter, wiser, better prepared for the future? Then use that lesson as leverage. Commit to growth. Not grief. Yes, you will feel grief, but don't let grief define you. Commit to growing through it, not just going through it. From breakdown to breakthrough, do you know what a breakthrough really is? It's when the pressure of pain becomes so strong, it forces you to change. That heartbreak, it can become the breakthrough where you finally learn self-worth. That failure, it can become the breakthrough where you finally learn discipline. That loss, it can become the breakthrough where you finally learn gratitude. Breakdowns are painful, but they're also the soil where breakthroughs are planted. Don't waste time in the wrong question. Listen, every second you spend in, why me, is a second wasted. You can't change the past. You can't rewrite what already happened. But you can choose how the next page is written. You either stay stuck replaying the pain, or you rise up and start rewriting the story. And the story begins with one powerful question, what now? A power of what now? Family, let me leave you with this. You may never get the answers to your why, but you can always answer your what now? You got knocked down. What now? Get back up. You failed. What now? Learn and try again. You were betrayed. What now? Forgive, grow, and move forward. You lost everything. What now? Rebuild from the ground up. The power is not in asking why. The power is in deciding what you'll do next. So from this day forward, make this your declaration. I will not waste my life in the question of why me. I will rise in the power of what now? Because when you start asking, what now? You stop being a victim and you start becoming a victor. Listen to me. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is energy. And energy is neutral. You can let it burn you down or you can use it to build yourself up. Most people, when they feel pain, collapse. They see pain as the finish line. But champions, the greats, the unstoppable, the relentless, they see pain as fuel. They take the same fire that destroys others and use it to light their path forward. Pain is energy. How will you use it? Every painful experience carries an energy inside of it. Think about it. Anger is energy. Frustration is energy. Sadness is energy. Disappointment is energy. Now, here's the truth. Energy never disappears. It only changes form. That means the energy of your pain is still with you. But you decide whether it destroys you or drives you. You can take the anger of rejection and use it to grind harder, or you can let it poison your spirit. You can take the sadness of loss and use it to value life more, or you can drown in despair. You can take the frustration of failure and use it to sharpen your skills, or you can quit in life bitter. The choice is yours. Story Michael Jordan's pain became fire. Everybody knows Michael Jordan as one of the greatest athletes of all time. But what people forget is that in high school, he got cut from the varsity basketball team. Imagine that. The man who would become the giant was told, you're not good enough. That kind of rejection can crush someone. For many, it would have been the end of the dream. But for MJ, it was fuel. He didn't sulk. He didn't quit. He turned that pain into practice, discipline, and relentless hunger. He went back to the court and worked like a man possessed. The rejection burned inside of him, But instead of letting it destroy him, he used it to build himself. That's what pain can do if you let it fuel your fire. Pain's on purpose to power on its own. Pain will just hurt you. But when you connect your pain to your purpose, it transforms into power. Think about it. Oprah's pain of childhood trauma fueled her purpose to bring healing and hope to millions. Nelson Mandela's pain of imprisonment fueled his purpose to bring freedom to his people. Eric Thomas's pain of homelessness fueled his purpose to inspire the world with his voice. Their greatness wasn't born in comfort, it was born in pain. But the difference is, they linked that pain to purpose. Your pain has purpose too, if you're willing to see it. Pain fuels hunger. Let me tell you something, pain will make you hungry in ways comfort never can. When you've been broke, you grind differently when you finally get an opportunity. When you've been overlooked, you work differently when you finally get a chance to shine. When you've been betrayed, you value loyalty differently when you finally find it. Pain sharpens your hunger. Comfort makes you soft, but pain keeps you desperate. And desperation breeds greatness. You think LeBron James became who he is just because he liked basketball. No, he grew up with a single mom in tough conditions. That pain of struggle fueled his hunger to change his family's life forever. Hunger is born in pain. The gym of life, no pain, no gain. Let's keep it simple. You go to the gym and you lift weights. What happens? Your muscles tear. That tear is pain. But when your body repairs it, you get stronger. No pain, no growth. No resistance to no strength. No struggle to no success. Life is the same way. If everything is easy, you stay weak. If nothing challenges you, you stay the same. Pain is the resistance that forces you to grow stronger. So instead of running from pain, embrace it. Welcome it. Say, this is the weight that's making me stronger. This is the fire that's shaping me. This is the fuel that's going to take me to my destiny, turning pain into daily fuel. Let's get practical. How do you actually take your pain and use it as fuel? Here are steps you can apply right now. Remember the hurt. Don't erase the pain. Channel it. Write it down. Keep it in your memory. Every time you feel like quitting, remember what it felt like to fail, to be rejected, to hurt. Let it remind you why you can't stop. Use the emotion. When you're angry, don't lash out. Work harder. When you're sad, don't sink. Focus on building something. Redirect the emotion into progress. Set a goal connected to the pain. If you grew up broke, let that fuel you to build financial freedom. If you were rejected, let that fuel you to become the best in your field. If you were betrayed, let that fuel you to build loyalty and trust in your own circle. Transform the story. Instead of saying, this pain ruined me, declare, this pain built me. Speak it differently. Frame it as fuel, not failure. Story Eric Thomas, from homeless to phenomenal. Think about Eric Thomas himself. He was homeless, living on the streets, eating out of trash cans. That's pain. That's rock bottom. But he didn't stay there. He used that pain as fuel. He said to himself, I will never live like this again. I will never let my kids go through this. I will never let my wife suffer like this. That pain became the fire that made him study, hustle, grind, and eventually become one of the most powerful motivational speakers alive. You hear the passion in his voice. That's not talent. That's pain turned into power. That's fire turned into fuel. Pain builds discipline. Here's the secret nobody wants to admit. Pain builds discipline better than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. You feel inspired for a moment, then it fades. But pain is permanent. Pain sits in your chest, reminding you every day why you can't quit. When you remember the pain of being broke, you don't waste money. When you remember the pain of failure, you don't slack on preparation. When you remember the pain of heartbreak, you don't take love for granted. Discipline born from pain lasts longer than hype. Pain can break you, or it can build you. I'm not going to lie to you. Pain has destroyed a lot of people. They let the heartbreak define them. They let the failure stop them. They let the betrayal close their heart forever. But it doesn't have to be that way. Pain can break you, or it can build you. It depends on how you use it. If you sit in pain, it will poison you. If you stand on pain, it will power you. Light the fire. So here's my challenge to you. Stop running from pain. Stop numbing it. Stop pretending it doesn't hurt. Face it. Feel it. Then fuel yourself with it. Because pain is not here to bury you. It's here to build you. Pain is not here to burn you down. It's here to light your fire. Pain is not your enemy. It's your energy. Take that heartbreak. Take that rejection. Take that failure. Take that loss. Throw it all into the furnace of your soul and let it burn into a fire that drives you higher than you've ever gone before. Because at the end of the day, champions aren't built in comfort. They're built in pain. And the ones who win, the ones who rise, the ones who inspire generations, they're the ones who learned how to turn pain into fuel. Let me ask you a question. What do you think makes heroes powerful? Is it their money, their strength, their talent? No. What makes them powerful is their story, their scars, their wounds, their pain. Think about Batman. His power didn't come from gadgets. It came from the pain of losing his parents. Spider-Man, his entire mission started with the pain of losing Uncle Ben. Iron Man, his genius was driven by the pain of nearly losing his life and realizing how fragile it was. Their pain became their origin story. Their pain became their mission. Their pain became their superpower. And I'm here to tell you, you are no different. Pain gives you empathy. Here's the truth. People who've never suffered can't truly understand others. Comfort makes you blind, but pain opens your eyes. When you've been broke, you understand the struggle of the poor. When you've been rejected, you know how it feels to be overlooked. When you've lost someone, you know how to comfort the grieving. Pain teaches compassion. It gives you the ability to connect with people in ways success never can. You don't just talk about their pain. You've lived it. You felt it. That makes your voice powerful, your presence healing, and your story magnetic. The world doesn't need perfect people. The world needs wounded healers. People who've been through the fire and can guide others out of it. Pain gives you a voice. Let me be real with you. Your voice has weight when it's born out of pain. People don't listen to those who've never been tested. They listen to those who walked through storms and survived. When Eric Thomas says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you feel it. Why? Because you know it's not just words. It's coming from a man who was homeless, who fought for his life, who clawed his way out of the gutter. His pain gave his words authority. Your pain gives your story weight. Your scars give your message credibility. Your voice becomes powerful not because it's perfect, but because it's real. Pain is the proof of survival. Look at your scars. Physical, emotional, spiritual. You know what they say. I survived. The heartbreak that should have crushed you. You survived. The failure that should have ended you. You survived. The loss that should have broken you forever. You survived. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are medals of honor. Proof that you went to war with life and came back alive. That survival is your superpower, because people who are still in their battles need to know survival is possible. Pain turns weakness into strength. Here's the paradox. The thing you thought would destroy you is actually the thing that makes you unstoppable. The kid who stuttered becomes the world's greatest speaker. The one who grew up poor becomes a financial teacher. The one who lost everything builds a company that gives jobs to thousands. Your weakness through pain becomes your strength. Your test becomes your testimony. Your mess becomes your message. Don't run from your weakness. Embrace it, transform it, and let it become your weapon. Story J.K. Rowling from rock bottom to legacy. Before she became the author of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling was broke, divorced, and raising a child alone. She described herself as the biggest failure I knew. That was her pain. But instead of letting it bury her, she turned it into her superpower. She wrote in cafes while struggling to make ends meet. She poured her pain into her writing, creating a story about hope, friendship, and resilience. Today, her books have sold over 500 million copies worldwide. What people love isn't just the magic of Hogwarts. It's the fact that Rowling herself turned her pain into power and her story into legacy. Your pain is not meant to end you. It's meant to give you a platform. Pain is the birthplace of purpose. Listen. Your greatest purpose will often be found in your greatest pain. If you've struggled with depression, your purpose might be to help others find hope. If you've struggled with poverty, your purpose might be to teach financial freedom. If you've struggled with rejection, your purpose might be to help others know their worth. The very thing you think disqualified you is the very thing that qualifies you to help others. Because purpose is not born in comfort. It's born in pain. How to turn pain into superpower? Let's make this practical. Here are 4 steps to transform pain into your personal superpower. Accept the scar. Stop hiding your pain. Stop pretending it didn't happen. Accept your scars as part of your story. Reframe the story. Instead of saying, this pain ruined me, say, this pain made me. Change the meaning you attach to the pain. Find the purpose. Ask yourself, who can I help because of what I've been through? What mission was born out of this struggle? Share the power. Don't keep your story to yourself. Speak it, write it, live it. Let your pain inspire someone else's healing. Your pain is someone else's roadmap. Somebody right now is going through what you survived. Somebody is drowning in the storm you already walked through. And guess what? You are their proof that survival is possible. Your story might be the light that guides them out of their darkness. Your testimony might be the hope that stops them from quitting. Don't hide your pain. Share it. Because your superpower isn't just for you. It's for the world. Rise as a superhero family. Let me leave you with this. You may not wear a cape. You may not fly. But you are a hero. Not because of your perfection, but because of your pain. The world doesn't need more flawless people. The world needs people who've been broken and still stand tall. The world needs people who've been hurt and still choose to love. The world needs people who've been through hell and came back with wisdom, fire, and hope. Your pain is not your weakness. Your pain is your weapon. Your pain is your superpower. So wear your scars proudly. Tell your story boldly. Live your life loudly. Because when you turn your pain into power, you don't just change your own life. You give the world permission to rise too. Now stand tall. Look at your scars. Lift your head and declare, my pain is my power. My pain is my purpose. My pain is my superpower. And then go change the world with it.